Hello there. Welcome back to Gracefilled Finances. I'm so excited to be here with you guys for another video. I told you guys that I was not going to be a stranger no matter what was happening. I was going to show up, or at least try my best. And so that's what I'm here for. Today I'm going to talk about a couple of things in a little bit of time, and then you guys let me know if you want more and if you like the direction of this. So I thought in this video I would do a quick budget with me. Trust me, it'll be quick. I thought I would talk about some grocery tips that I use, because I was asked this question, and I can go more into it if you want me to later. And also I wanted to do an Etsy preview. So if any of this sounds good to you, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and let's just hop right into it. So first of all, let's get into the budget with me portion. I don't have any cash here in this envelope, and that is because I did not get cash. However, I did get some funds this week, and I wanted to talk to you about them. I am going to add them in my planner. I'm not 100% sure yet how I want to add them, but you know what? That's okay too. We don't have to have everything figured out. Like, we just figure it out as we go, right? So I'm not really sure how I want to add this to my planner, but I know that I want to add it in there. And so I did get some income. So there is a channel that I've been following for over a year now, and it's Dana Marie, and she had on her page, you know, if that's basically someone thought that she could not pay her bill and they offered to help her, and she was like, no, I'm good, but if you want to bless some people that drop their cash app below, go ahead and bless them. And of course I was like, well, I'm gonna just drop my cash app just in case. And so I dropped my cash app, and somebody sent me $5. And I mean, I know it might not be a lot to some people, but those of you who've been following me last week, I had $0. So $5 for this mama of 7 trying to do all things entrepreneurship based. Yes, it was just such a blessing and so sweet. And so I use that to go towards my homestead. I guess slash farm, if you want to call it that. And then my birthday is in 2 weeks, and so I shared on my main channel, you know, someone asked me, how can we be a blessing to you? You've been a blessing to us. And I was like, oh my goodness, wow. And so it was hard for me, but I did share my Cash App, my PayPal, and I did share my Amazon wish list. And so someone sent me a $50 Amazon gift card, and oh my goodness, that was so sweet, because I haven't had money in my personal envelope in a really long time, and so there were some things that I needed. So I was really grateful for that. I went ahead and took care of the personal items that I needed to get. I think most of you know here I have extremely sensitive skin, and one of the things that's here that I'm working on paying off is my dermatology bill. It was a $10,000 bill, and my copay I think was about $1,000. So I have to be careful with that. So I'm so grateful for that. So with that being said, that was my budget. I spent all of the, or pretty much most of the gift card. There's a couple dollars left. And so the gift again went straight to the homestead. So I was able to buy something that I needed for the animals. So that is the budget portion of this week. I'm going to go ahead and hop into what's happening with Etsy, and then I'll give you some budget friendly tips that I use here. So when I launch in about a week or so, these spa tablets will be back in stock. I am currently out of stock for all my spa tablets, but I have some lemongrass ones made with lemongrass essential oil. I have some rose ones. They don't have rose essential oil in them, but they do have rose water and rose kaolin clay, and then of course roses. And then this is lavender, and it has lavender on top. And so these all have vitamin E, and they all have aloe. So super excited about these. So along the same line are these. Now this is a sneak peek of all this, so you might see something totally different as the finished product. This is like a stage 1, and then I'm going to be doing something else special to it, unless I just don't get around to it. But you guys can see like the sparkle in it. And these are some more bath bombs. And so a lady asked, she was wanting something for her daughter, and she wanted me to do something that, you know, was kind of really kid friendly and cool. And so I was happy to make these. And so I'll give you a hint. One is peach and one is baby powder, and I'll leave the other two for your imagination. But I'm really excited about these. I have some more bath bombs that are more circular. I have a few of those that I'll be adding. I should be adding some more wax melts as well as soaps, and there may be a few more things that trickle in by the way of that sort of thing. But something that's really cool is I was thinking about releasing like a pantry planning pack, and just like a little meal planner, something that you can print for, you know, just $2 or $3 more than likely, and something that you can use to help you. And it made me think about meal planning, and if you guys would like to see like a weekly or maybe even a monthly meal plan here with me. And so that's what I wanted to ask you guys about. And since I was asked some things, I do want to go ahead and answer those questions as well. The way I do things is I budget about $90 a week, and that is about $360 a month. And with that $360, it takes care of it's taking care of 7 of us for the summer. And so the way that I do it, since that's not a lot for right now, is I am 1, very creative, and 2, very hands-on. So the first thing that I do is I take an inventory of what do I have here, like what is in my pantry, what's in my fridge, what's in my freezer, and those are the things that I'm going to gravitate towards first, more than likely, because I already have it here. And when there are seasons of my life that I have an abundance, I buy more. I stock up. I get as much as I can get on a budget when there's opportunity, because I know there may be times when there's less in the budget and I want to be prepared. So when I have extra, I fill my freezer. Even if it's just every time I go, I get an extra bag of vegetables. Maybe it's every time I grab beans, I grab extra. So just every time I get something, I get extra. Or if I have, let's say, $100 or $200 extra, and I'm just gonna do a $100 stock up haul type thing. So I can share more in that direction if that's something that you're interested in a later video. Just let me know. But what I do right now is I take a look at what I have already, and then I take a look at what's in my garden, and if I'm gifted something, I take a look at that. So I have a ton of stuff that's about to come. I have cucumbers, I have zucchini, I have tomatoes, and I have eggplant, and I have okra, and I have all types of squash and melons and potatoes and other things like that, corn, herbs. I have all those things. However, I don't have enough to sustain us right now. My goal is to be able to eat at least 50% off my own land. And then by next year, when all of my fruit trees are more mature and when all of my bushes are more mature, I will be able to increase that at least to maybe 60+%. So this is not out of my garden, but a friend just shared these with me, and I thought that I would share them with you. So I have 3 tomatoes here. And I have 3 peppers here. and I have 3 cucumbers here. So this is something that I am going to be able to add here to our home. It didn't cost me anything, and so we can use these however I plan. So what I'm thinking about doing is just a quick refrigerator pickle with these here. But what I also could do is a pasta salad just by taking a box of pasta and some dressing, and I could chop this up. And really, I don't even have to chop all of it up. I could probably chop one of each up, or maybe 1 or 2, and then do it that way. And you really have a quick and easy meal. If you are not against, having a plant-based meal, if you're okay with maybe having a veggie night, you could take all of these toppings here, plus whatever other lettuce and condiments you have in your refrigerator, and you could have veggie sandwiches. You really could work with that. Obviously, you could have a tossed salad if you have salad. I like peppers a lot. I like to saute them, and I like to make dishes that way. I like to add this to pretty much any base that I make. This stuff is really great if you wanted to maybe especially these two, if you wanted to make like a tomato sauce, and then like I said, you have basil from your yard. I have basil here and other herbs. So I'm just sharing some ideas, but actually what I'm about to do, as soon as I get off here, I'm gonna go and make a chickpea curry. And so I am more than likely gonna use one of each of these right here, and possibly one of these and 2 of these. And I'm gonna have a chickpea curry, and I'm thinking that even if I say this will be a chickpea curry, that could be, maybe a meal or so. And then if I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do that pasta that I was talking about, that could be a meal. And then, we do have our own chickens and ducks and all the things like that. So if I said I wanted to have just some peppers with the eggs, then that could be as well. And then I could take these here, and I could go ahead and sprinkle some lime with them. It's a really cool, I don't know if it's Puerto Rican or Ecuadorian dish that my friend loves. Either way, I definitely want to try that. Or I could refrigerate these. We could just have them with some dressing as a snack, or I could take it and make a cucumber dressing. So there are so many things that you can do, even with simple produce. And honestly, your neighbor might be willing to share with you. I've seen some farm stands, which I hopefully will be doing soon, where they actually operate on honor. And sometimes they'll say, take what you need. So if you don't have a garden, you don't have someone that can share with you until yours is ready, or period. Sometimes farm stands would do that. Sometimes the farmers market have programs where children can taste a vegetable, and they'll get like a $5 coupon to be used there for fruits and veggies. And that's a couple of things. And so I just want you to start thinking about what you have. So the last thing, sorry about getting extra chatty, but I wanted to share that in case that's helpful. If you think about it, a family of 7 on about $400 a month, it's not really a lot of money. But thankfully I've been a wise steward, and so I have a lot of things in the freezer, and a lot of things that I have something to put with it. But the last tip that I want to give to you is to shop the sales as well. And so you kind of have to be a little flexible when you make your plan, because for your plan, you might plan for a certain thing, but then you realize, okay, wait a minute, but this is on sale. And so be flexible, and maybe have a plan A and a plan B that you can adjust if necessary. Watermelon, where I live, have been about $8 a piece, $9 a piece. Your girl's not buying that. I'm not paying $9 for a watermelon, especially when I'm going to have my own soon, my own cantaloupe. I'm just not going to do that. And if you think about, about $90 for the week, if you pay $10 for a watermelon, what are you going to really have left? And how far and how long is that watermelon going to stretch, and how far is it going to go? And so again, I don't want to go too far off in the conversation, but if you shop sale, for example, there was for the past 3 weeks they've had watermelon for $3.50, give or take. I've seen them, I think one time $3, and I think I've seen them one time $3.99, but that's still half price. So buying it on sale and maybe buying two for the price of one, now maybe that's a good deal. You know, 2 watermelons can be a lot of fruit if your family likes that. So shopping the sale and then thinking about what's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck. I absolutely love blueberries. I have blueberry bushes planted on my property so that I can enjoy them even more. But is it wise for you to pay $4 or $5 for a clamshell of blueberries when you could maybe get a watermelon that's on sale for $4? So sometimes maybe thinking about sales in that way, or would you want to get maybe, you know, a bag of broccoli or a couple of cans of something when you could get maybe a cabbage, and you could maybe add a pepper and an onion and maybe just a handful of, you know, sliced carrots, and it's going to be such a larger dish that's going to go further, that's going to be tasty and more filling. So I also think about things like that. And the last thing that I want to say is, obviously I do a lot from scratch, and that works for me. I know it doesn't work for everyone, and I'm not saying that it does or that it will. I'm just sharing my journey. I asked you guys for some suggestions until I had more financial content, and you wanted to know the behind the scenes. How do I homeschool on a budget? How do I have a farm on a budget? How do I buy groceries on a budget, and all these things? And so I am figuring out ways to share that with you and be back with those sorts of videos. So just continue to be patient with me because a lot of the homeschool stuff that I bought when I had a different financial position, if that makes sense. And so I haven't been purchasing like crazy. Now that I am on a tighter, stricter budget, I'm using only the things that I have here. But it just so happens that I had it here because when I had money again, I was wise with it, and I went ahead and bought curriculum for the next couple of years because I knew that I needed it, and or if I found it on sale or got a really good deal for it. So if you have any other videos that you might like to see or anything like that, let me know. And again, let me know before I do it if you guys would be interested in seeing me maybe meal plan, and as far as if you would want to see like the pantry planning pack, or even just like you know, the grocery list and the different things like that that I also plan to upload to my Etsy shop. The last thing that I want to say is, if you're interested in my planner, it is available. I will link it below. And if you have any questions for me, any comments for me, definitely any prayers for me, I would definitely appreciate it. It all starts with change, and the change begins in us and begins with us, through us. And in the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I do believe that He will get the glory from our lives. And I think that that's what really matters, so we can really live a grace-filled life. So that's going to be it for this video. I try to hang out a little bit over on Instagram. I am Gracefilled Finances over there. So if you'd like to find me on Gracefilled Finances, you're more than welcome to. And until the next video, remember, you can do a lot with a little, and blessings to you.